The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Ross, you had a crack at me at 7 o'clock because I was getting my breakfast. Where's Shaun?
I can't answer that. Here he is. Shaun, what's your excuse? He wasn't in the studio.
Making scrambled eggs.
Well, we've got
no one will make them for me.
things to talk about, everybody. Perhaps the biggest news. We know there's a Middle East crisis, but we've put that aside for the moment to talk about this big news.
Well, Nat, it was the top story on Perth Now.
Of course it was.
Yep.
News.com.
Should we? I'll just play the.
There's an athlete called Chris Robinson.
Yep, here is the
Competing in a 400-metre hurdle race.
commentary and vision.
Congratulations to Chris Robinson for battling a problem that does emerge occasionally. Various parts of their equipment failure can make it very, very awkward. But that was a stunning effort to stay out in front. But,
Equipment
he,
failure.
stayed in front.
Yeah.
And what's the equipment failure that we're talking about? Well, his shorts could not contain his junk. And his junk flopped out to the side as he's running. And he was hurdling and trying to pull his shorts,
Yes.
put his junk back in his shorts.
Yep.
And then he hit the last hurdle and still won. And also was only 0.1 of a second off his PB.
It was amazing. There was talk that he was going to be disqualified for concealing a weapon.
Shaun.
Shaun,
It's blurred.
Hey, Shaun, we found the unblurred footage.
Mate, I tell you what. Okay, let me see it. Because the blurred vision itself looks like he's got a trunk.
Yeah.
Okay,
To be fair.
here we go. Get a load of this.
This is the. I'm not zooming in.
Zoom in.
I don't know. Here we go.
So the shorts he's wearing, everyone, you can get these shorts where they've got this inbuilt, like, netting jock. And that's what he would have had. He's got what you call in the male change room is a donger.
So, I mean, what an effort, though. He would have known it's happening. He'd be like, oh, this isn't good.
I know. Kept running and won, and just a fraction off his PB.
Got
This
the
is
job
some
done.
kind of form to get that close, trying to tuck in his junk as
I
he's
know.
running that. That would have slowed down so much.
It's
and he
not
still
just
won.
running. He's hurdling.
We put it up.
Hurdling.
We put the censored version up
It's very
on our
responsible.
Nathan and Shaun
But hit
stories.
us up privately. We'll send the uncensored
Instagram.
He's a
version.
world champion. How did he keep going?
Because he's a professional.
He is. How did he win?
Yeah, because wind resistance at the very least.
Oh, yeah, Ben Lexon. Yep.
Yeah.
Wing keeled.
Yes, he's got a winged keel.
So, you want to talk about what?
Well, when your junk couldn't stay in the trunk, you know what I mean?
Rogue junk.
Like rogue junk.
And
When
not
junk,
just-
Yeah. I mean, and junk can be anything that's not supposed to be out, put it that way.
Okay.
So, ladies,
Anything.
your junk can be out as well.
Yeah. Things
about-
happen. Wardrobe malfunctions. That happens.
Shaun, imagine if it happened at like a kid's place, like a
Yeah, like a toy
Toys R
store.
Us.
I mean, who would do that? Let's be honest.
Shaun
What
McManus.
happened? What happened?
My fly was down.
And
I was talking and standing in front of the kids.
not wearing
Oh,
jocks.
underwear.
Probably the worst situation.
And
isn't
yeah,
it?
there were a bunch of waist-high children.
That's exactly the size.
Sean's now on
It's all
some sort of
disappointing
list.
for everybody.
Can't go to America.
Yeah, exactly.
Did your junk go rogue?
What happened?
Yeah.
A malfunction.
A malfunction of some
Did you
sort.
keep on
and it's
keeping on?
And people saw it when they perhaps shouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
Bree, hello.
Hi guys, how you going?
Good, Bree.
What happened, Bree?
So one morning, I live in a neighbourhood where we have like houses very, very close together. So
Yeah.
we kind of share common walls and things like that. Anyway, I was getting ready for work one morning in my birthday suit, and I realised that I'd left all of my clothes out on the line.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, I'm home by myself. No, and I'm just going to go out and go to the line and grab all my clothes.
Yep.
So I walk out there full starkers in my birthday suit, la la la. I start getting clothes off the line, and I'm like, I should probably just quickly pick up all this mess, pick up the dog food and everything. So I'm in my birthday suit, la la la, and I hear a noise behind me. And it's that stark realisation. I start turning around, and I realise that I am not alone here. And I look up, and there are roof tilers, like people on the roof of my neighbour's house. There's 3 of them, and they have been staring at me in my birthday suit. And so I turn around, and instead of that panic run,
Yeah.
I eye to eye them. I look them directly in the eye. I take part of the clothes, I put it over me, and I Homer Simpson walk back into the hedge, very slowly, get away from them.
Marie, I reckon that's the best way to handle it.
And I reckon that was also the best day of their lives.
Oh, definitely.
They have a story and a half. You were picking stuff up as well, you said?
Yeah, so bending over in front of them, Bree.
Yeah, it was like I should have charged them for the service, but I didn't even know they were there, so...
I love that you said you had a stark realisation. That's the word. Starkers. Absolutely starkers. Nicely done. Thank you. Jen's in Ellenbrook. Hi, Jen.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
All right, Jen. Did your junk get on the loose?
Yes, I was a new mum that braved to go to the shopping centre.
Yeah.
And, of course, your baby gets hungry.
Yeah.
So I went to the rooms, came out, not realising that the breastfeeding top was completely open when I went back into the shopping centre.
So
And
just hanging
had
out.
a lady come and tell me that, there's something
that's
out.
nice.
You've got your boob out getting around the aisles there, Jen.
Jen, how long until you were told that was the case, and then you'd backtrack? How long have I had it out for?
Well, I went up about 4 aisles in Woolworths. So it was just a little amount of time.
You didn't notice a bit of a breeze or anything when you went past the freezer section?
Not really. The baby was half across the middle of me.
Sure.
Oh, it's probably like sleep
tough.
deprived with your new mother and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which shops was it, Jen?
In Ellenbrook, in the newly built area where everyone is.
Yeah, great.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Ross?
Yeah, battle of conscience yesterday.
Oh, worry for justice is at it again. What have you done this time?
Well, this time we're at the local park in Wembley after school. The school kids kick the ball. It's a great excuse for the parents to hang out and just the kids just play with it.
Let off some steam. Hopefully it tires them out and you're away.
Yeah, absolutely. They started to gather around a fence, the kids. Go over there. There is what I thought at the time was like a parrot, like a green bird, very pretty. And it was just on the ground. And they're all going like, it can't fly, and the crows are attacking it.
Oh, no.
I was like, okay.
It's like a nature documentary happening right in front of your eyes.
Exactly. Yeah, so the...
Did you let nature take its course?
Well, I didn't... Firstly, we stopped the crows attacking this poor little bird because you can't, it's right in front of you. Get off it!
Is that what you said?
And you hate bullies.
Did you stone the crows?
I did. I threw a stick at the crows, so I stick the crows. But no, we got the crows away. But then I was like, I'll be right. It'll fly away, but it couldn't fly. So that was the thing. So you saw it hopping along. But there was a heap of people there, so I went off with the kids, and I thought someone will sort it. Someone will sort it. Don't have to worry about it. Nobody sorted it. All right. And then they all kind of left, and then I was back there, and I saw a crow coming for it
they
again.
all bolted. That's what they did.
Well, they were kids, but there were a couple of mums as well. I thought one of the mums will do something.
Because mums are
do
caring
stuff.
individuals. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
That's actually true, Nat.
Usually.
Statistically.
Yeah.
Usually.
Not always. So then this is where the conscience kicks in. I was like, I should help it.
I'm the guy that's going to help it.
But then I was like, well, we've got to go to the in-laws in 30 minutes. I got the two boys. I got a lot on, but I don't want this bird to die. It probably will be all right, will it, though? The crows will come back. The crows are going to come back. And this is my head thinking, the crows are going to come back. And then the crow did come back. So it was actually over a fence. I jumped the fence, shooed the crow off, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get it. Mum loves helping birds, animals. She loves animals.
Yeah, my mum does too.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll give it to Mum. So I corner it. I put my perchlorate jacket over the top of it. It tries to
Did it fit?
yeah, it was tight. And then picked it up, popped it in a box that happened to be nearby. So I have it. And then I was like, I called Mum. Yo, Mum, I got something right down your alley.
Got a bird.
Yeah, I got a bird.
Needs
help. She goes, I'm at the pub and we're going to JB O'Reilly's after that for dinner. I can't help.
I'm at the pub and then we're going to another pub. Yeah, I know. I cannot help this bird.
And then I was like, oh, no. I was like, what do I do now? Wildlife hotline, surely they can help. So we, Bella Googles call them, and they're like, okay, what type of bird is it? I was like, it's green, it's very pretty. They're like, is it a...
28.
Yeah, I have heard of that.
Lorikeet.
They said, is it a rainbow lorikeet? I go, let me just Google. Yeah, so yes, that's it. They're like, great. We don't help non-native birds.
They're not a native species.
And so I was like...
WA.
But what she did say, there are Facebook groups out there that specifically help this breed of bird, and they'll have people that can help. Okay, all right. I'm running late now. The boys are still... So I joined a group on Facebook. It's the WA...
Wait to be approved by the...
You have to be approved. So Rainbow Lorikeet WA helpers or something like that, and then I posted a thing in it with a bird. Hey, we're in Wembley. Can somebody help but it needs to be approved by admin. So we have to go home. So I got this box, and now we're going home, and the boys are so interested. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
I see bird. This is my 2-year-old.
Well, this is the most exciting thing that's happening in
Yeah,
ages.
of course.
So we go to the in-laws with the bird in the box in the back, and then we're like, we need to give it food. So Bella's getting an apple puree because there's no fruit.
It's a good idea.
The mother-in-law gets it a little bowl of water, all while it's in this box.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for approval of this thing. And then it gets approved, and people are like, yes, and they tag, this person can help. This is what she does. She's a carer for these birds. I'm like, great. And then she comes online and says, I can't drive, but I'm in Armadale. And I was like, okay.
So you have to drive the bird to Armadale.
From Wembley at 5 p.m. peak hour.
Ross, just get it an Uber.
I don't know.
It'll be easier.
And like all this, and I'm like, it just keeps going, doesn't it? And so I was like, okay, what are we going to do now? And I was like, okay, I'll have to drive there. It'll be a 2-hour round trip. And then I was like, do you know anyone nearby who also cares about birds? She's like, no, not really. And then I was like, okay, we're going to have to keep it overnight. I'll do it tomorrow.
So
Okay.
this bird, you've still got this bird?
It's sitting on my
Did
kitchen.
it make it through the night?
It's sitting on my kitchen bench right now. Yeah, he's happy as
okay
Larry.
today?
He's nice and warm. We call him, what do we call him? Snappy, because he tried to snap at us. And he's living the life right now, but
Is
he's
he-
in my kitchen right now.
Because he feels like he's like in captivity. I'm just going to put it out there.
I reckon he's nice and warm. I reckon this is
Yeah.
like a hotel for him.
Sure.
Ross,
However-
if he starts to go downhill,
Yeah.
just take him outside because my mum, I reckon, would have 15 rainbow lorikeets at home.
Yeah. I want
We just replace it. Show the boys,
Oh.
brand new. Let it fly away and off it
That
goes.
is not the
Chuck
solution.
the other one in the recycle bin.
see. No, sure.
Sean.
Recycling, I'm all about it, as you
Yeah.
can see.
No, he's in the kitchen right now,
And
and
green waste, Nat. Should have gone green waste.
Stop it.
Stop. My father-in-law
Yes.
is going to drive it down this morning to Armadale in his little hotel box to the lady. So, and it all stemmed from,
I know.
do I help?
Yeah.
And like, then you're battling, but then like, so what we want to talk about? Consequences of helping.
Were you just being a good person and then you realise that you're suddenly very much burdened by the responsibility of being a good person?
I'm picturing people getting injured or something happening out in the community, and you go to help somebody.
Yes,
and
that's
you've
right.
got things
Just
to
a
do.
quick help.
Yeah,
I'll just
next
quickly
minute
help.
you're painting their house.
Exactly, Nat. Exactly.
Consequences of helping.
Sarah, hello.
Hello, how you going, guys?
Good,
Great,
Sarah.
What happened?
You're a good person at heart. You've got a big heart. What happened?
Well, I was begging my husband for a dog for about 6 years, and eventually he said, well, why don't we register as foster carers for a dog and see how it goes?
Good thing.
So we did. We registered to be foster carers for a dog. We went through the whole rigmarole of, was our house suitable and what did we do for work?
Yeah,
and
there'd be a
all
lot of
the
red
rest of it.
tape, I imagine, because you're taking animals.
Huge amount. And then in the middle of winter, we ended up getting 2 dachshunds that arrived at our doorstep. And we
Bangers
took them
and mash.
on.
Yeah.
Yep. And we ended up adopting them, but we spent about $100,000 in the first 5 years.
What?
And,
On what?
Yeah, they were very highly complex. They both went on diet straight away because they were really obese.
Yes.
But they ended up, one of them was blind, deaf, had Cushing's, diabetic, needs insulin twice a day.
Sarah.
And the other one just had like massive anxiety and all of this stuff. And I'm like, when we're trying to work all this out and, working full time and, almost taking out a second mortgage.
Yeah, well, you had to work full time to pay for those little things.
Sarah,
kept
did you
going.
know the dog's history before you took them on?
No, we didn't know anything. We knew that one of them was potentially had some vision impairment, but turns out that she was totally blind.
Well,
and
that's
unfortunately,
vision
the
impairment.
boy, Charlie, died in December, so we just have the girl now. And we pay someone every day to sit with her because of her separation anxiety.
I mean, you say that, but I do the same thing with my dog.
Yeah.
Sarah, can I commend you? Like, you had a lot of problems, but you stuck with it at great cost. Can I just commend you? What a delightful human you are.
Yeah, you're a good person, Sarah.
Nearly
When
at
you're
the cost
broke.
of my marriage, but
I know. Yes.
Oh,
Was there ever a conversation between you and your husband where he said, remember when you wanted a dog?
many times.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Good trump card.
Sure.
Good on you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
It's hectic.
Annette's in Westminster. Morning, Annette.
Good morning, guys.
Now, I can already tell you're a good person, Annette, but when you're, trying to help out and do the right thing, sometimes it can be a bit of a burden. What happened?
Well, what happened, it was summer, so this summer just passed, and I was outside and I was having my morning coffee, and I thought, oh, how beautiful, the sun's shining down, and there's a little bird, the lorikeet. And the bird was beautiful, it was sitting there, and then I saw it jumping. Anyway, it jumped in, as I approached it jumped into the geraniums of the next door neighbour, and I was like, oh, no. So I went and got a box and a towel, and we tried to catch it. I got my neighbour to help out. Anyway, I got it, and I went down to the 24-hour vet, and they said, oh, no, this is a rainbow lorikeet and it's going to be euthanized. I said, oh, no, not on my watch.
Yes,
I said, you can try No.
Yep.
So they said, oh, you can try in Malaga at 9 o'clock, the wildlife sanctuary. I said, okay. So I waited till 9 o'clock, rang them. And I said, oh, no, it's going to be euthanized. I said, no, it definitely will not.
Not on Annette's watch.
No, not on my watch.
Because you can't have that on your conscience, right?
No.
Getcha.
So I went back to the vet and I said, look, it's been hopping. I think it's got a broken wing. So they said, look, leave it here for an hour, and if you don't come back within an hour, you can join the Facebook page, and if you don't come back within an hour, it'll be euthanised.
Yep.
So thank God my post was accepted by admin, and she put a post. She said that she put the post out there. Anyway, I friended her on Facebook, and she rang me and she was crying, and she had lost her little lorikeet baby. So I went and picked it up, brought it back to my place. She came back to my place. She had 2 crying kids in the back of the car. No, it was not baby, so she was beside herself. So then, luckily, the lady part of the lorikeet Facebook page, she came and picked it up and she rehomed it. So thank God, I felt like I saved a life.
You did. You're a hero.
And, but the takeaway is, please do not take them to the vet, because their policy is
because they're non-native.
Non-native, we don't save them.
Hey, Annette, do you want another one? Because I got one in my kitchen right now.
And Westminster's closer to Ross than Armidale at this stage.
Good human. You are a good human as well.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Well, there was a story that popped up on everyone's feeds just the other day.
Captivated
and it made
the nation.
National news, Natalie.
Yes, that's right. So a bunch of guys were having a great old time at the Endeavour Hotel.
I'm playing it in the background for you guys, a vision that's going everywhere.
In Lanceland, it's a great pub.
Yeah.
And what they did is it looked like they had dared one another to go up and snag some of the bar mats.
Yeah.
They were Gage Road's bar mats.
Yeah.
And then they also, one of them just stole the footy club flag.
Yep.
And so when he goes over to the flag,
he kind of just sidles up to it.
Yeah, next to the wall, and he's just slowly going about stealing it off the wall, which is hilarious.
And then they shove it all into
1,000 drinks.
Paper bag, and then they covered it with a jacket for a while, and then they all giggle off and run off into the car park.
It's the kind of
These
thing-
are grown men. We're not talking kids. These are grown late 20s men.
They've had a couple of jars, and someone's gone, oi, oi, oi. Take the mat. Take the mat. You know, you're not going to do it.
That's exactly what's happened. And
watch this.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it
I'll get the
too.
flag.
Ross, you're too scared. You won't do it.
No,
They took 9 mats and the flag, the footy club flag, the Lanceland Pirates.
Yep.
And the publican, very good-natured about it because he's got the footage and he's shown it everywhere. These guys, it's very obvious who they are. You know these people.
They're putting it in their shorts. They're dumping it in their shorts.
Yeah, I mean, rank, first of all. But he said, if you bring them back, just bring it all back, I'll even give you a beer. Like, that's how good-natured the publican's been about it. The guys have put their hand up and said, all right, yeah, we did take them.
Yeah.
They weren't locals. They were Perth boys who'd gone up for the weekend and had a couple and just stared one another.
This could have gone
because they thought it was funny.
It could have gone two ways
hilarious.
where people turn on them, but they've become like larrikin kind of kings, haven't they?
They have,
And because they're giving it all back, everybody forgives them.
Yeah,
and
it's a bar mat.
And they are going to claim their free beers, I believe.
Yeah.
So, well done. I mean, the publican, a guy called Paul Ferguson, he's just been very good-natured about it all.
Oh, he has.
And that's part of what's added into it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny as. Well, they run outside.
Have you ever souvenired anything like that?
100 times. I can't even remember
did you
where
get
to
caught?
start. Oh, there's got to be times where I've got caught for sure. But if you open like a cupboard at home, there's all these pint glasses, different type of stuff, because everyone's stealing that stuff all the time.
When I was at uni, we had
allegedly.
I think it was a friend's birthday, must have been a 21st maybe, where they'd hired a room at a pub, and as we were all leaving, sourced, there was a little A-frame blackboard that was advertising, I don't know, the specials in the bistro or whatever. And we've gone, and picked it up and taken it with us, right? Yeah. And then woken up in the morning and looked at that and went,
What are we going to do with that?
And one of our flatmates at the time he worked at a pub and he went, you can't keep that. You have to. We took it back. We were like, we're so sorry. We just thought it was a prank.
But that would have been good every night. You walk in the door and you know what's for dinner.
Yeah.
Written on the chalkboard.
Yeah, that's right.
Very
well,
easy.
if that was the case, it would have been 2-minute noodles. Chicken or beef, and not the fancy ones, not actual magic 2-minute noodles, the cheap 2-minute noodles.
But they're already cheap.
No, they're cheaper.
Okay.
Student price 2-minute noodles.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Good on you, fellas. Anyway, good humour.
Great story. Well done to the Lancelin guys too.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.